Hello everyone, welcome back to C programming. Today I'm here with a new topic called as structures. So when you come to the definition of structures, it is nothing but a collection of different data types which are defined under a particular single name, and it could also be sometimes called as heterogeneous data types. So basically when we are trying to define a structure, if we take an example, that is when we want to try to access some data consisting of different data types, it cannot be done using arrays, right? Arrays is nothing but similar data types. Then that time we need something different. So now if you take an example that we want to store information regarding a student, okay? So that time each student would have a name, roll number, branch. So all these name is a string, roll number is an integer again branch is string. So this entire information we want to store at a particular place, like storing it in different arrays is not possible. In a single array it is also not possible because it needs a single data type. So that is when the kind of problem arised, and that is when structures were introduced basically. So you could put it under a thing called a student, right? So that is the example. So this is available only in C, where it allows us to combine different data items under one single name called as structures. So by defining a structure, we could just put it under different data types collection we would have. Here I have given an example of a description about a book. In a book, basically when we are trying to buy a new book, we see who's the author, when was it published, the cost of it, and the ID of the book and everything. These are things we see, right? All these things needs to be stored at one place, which is not possible again using an array. So we use a structure for it. And next, the definition, as I've told you all, that is the definition where we use the keyword called as struct, and we use a structure tag. This would be the members, that is the different data types which we are going to declare. And the structure tag is not compulsory every time, but this keyword struct is very important. The structure tag is it could be optional. It depends upon the person using it. And now let's see an example of it. Here the books which I have told you all already, struct books. The title is character and 50, then character author 50, then char subject 100, and int book ID. So this is a structure of books, and I've declared an object book. So that is declared basically to access the members of a structure. Okay. So here an example of structures there, where we have struct books, then int main struct books dot book 1, books book 2. Here we are declaring books types, and we have a book 1 specification again. So here we are trying to print the book info, as you can see, the title, author and everything, and then return 0. I have not given the details about the book. You could declare number of books, but I have not given the details of book 2 to avoid unnecessary complications. You could all normally declare the details and the specifications of book 2 also, if you have more number of books. So the output would be, the final output would be as I've given over here. This would be the final output. And next, structures as function arguments. That is how a structure could be used in a particular function. So you can see void print book, struct books. So instead of passing parameters in a function, in this program we are trying to pass a structure into a function. Don't you guys feel this is very interesting? I really feel it as interesting. Like, how can a structure passed into a function? See, it is very simple. We are just treating those structures as a parameter itself. So you can see printf book title As we know, in the book which we have declared already, it consists of a title, author, and all that I've declared. So I've not written it again. So that this is basically a part of the program. It is not the complete program. You need to please write the whole program if you want to execute it. And so I'm printing the book title, book author, and just I'm passing it into the function. So that function is print book. So it is the function work is to print. So I'm just passing it and I'm just printing those details which are necessary. Instead of writing all the things, I'm just passing the structure. So the information which is stored could be retrieved easily in this manner. You can see the title, author, subject, book ID, everything has been displayed at one place by just one accessing. So this type of accessing is very essential in bigger companies. Sometimes when we want to, retrieve the data from a particular database, this would be really important, right? So that would be the thing, how structures as function arguments. So initializing a structure could also be done. One way is to assign the variables at the time of when you're declaring a structure variables, okay? So that time only you could do. Or another way is nothing but you could assign values to each member separately. Depending upon the way you want, you could use it. The next would be like, how can we copy one structure into the another structure of the same data type? Basically, C does not support the concept of copying the elements of one array into another array, right? We do not have that concept by using an assignment operator. So for copying an array, we just copy the contents of array element by LA. One element by another element we need to copy. But C has the capability to copy the content of every structure element of one variable into the corresponding elements of another structure variables. So structures could basically copied, whereas arrays could not be copied. So the value associated with one structure variable could be equated to another variable of same data type using the assignment operator, right? So while copying the contents of this structure, all the structure elements would be copied at once. This is very helpful, and this is because the structure elements are stored in contiguous memory location. That is, it avoids the programmers from using the concept of piecemeal copying, wherein content of structure copied element by element. So this is how we copy one structure into another structure, and why we cannot copy one array into another array. So finally, when we come back to the advantages of structures, as you can see, the main advantage of structure would be that all different data types which could not be grouped in an array could be stored in structure. That it creates basically complex data types could be created in a structure. So that is one advantage. And next would be it could easily represent complex numbers in mathematics, because in mathematics the complex numbers is not one particular data type. It has both real and imaginary. So this complex data types problem could be solved to perform manipulations and calculations using structures. And also they help the location of points in multi-dimensional space. Since there are different data types, there should be multi-dimensional space. And they also help they not only hold data, but they could also be used as member of other structures. For instance, arrays of structures can store lists of data with regular fields, which includes a database. And pointers to structures are basically used to create linked lists, trees, etc. So you can see many complex data types are created over here, that is linked lists, trees and all. All these we will learn in the data structures in the later years. Don't worry about them. I hope you all understood about today's structures. If you all have any doubts regarding these structures, please do comment and let me know. And if there are any suggestions, just give me. I'll try to follow them. And if you all really like my video, just rate me up according to your wish. And just follow the above link to get notifications regarding my videos. Thank you guys, everyone, for watching my videos, and thanks for the love and support you all have shown me. It really just boosts up my confidence and gives me a way of thinking which I could never had. Thank you everyone.